This is the Best or Worst podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Koji Stephen Sakai and M. Martin Mapoma.
Hi, welcome to the episode 25. I'm Koji.
And I am Martin.
And we are still in the middle of the Corona apocalypse.
Yes, we are. What's that?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm as good as I can be, considering with everything that's going on. Yeah, it's this thing is crazy. How are you?
I'm good. Just remember to mute yourself, right?
I am muting myself. I'm muting myself right now. Maybe, but first, before I do that, I got to tell you though, you seem like you're faring a lot better in this than I am.
Why do you say that?
Because the pictures of you and the kid out doing stuff early on, I was like, wow, okay. So it's putting a lot of pressure on me as usual.
Oh, we're just, I go stir crazy. I can't stay home. So we're out and about. We're safe. We're not going to like crowds and stuff, obviously, but we're definitely, we're not sitting at home and doing nothing. We're just definitely, I'm trying to get him outside. I mean, and his schooling is like friggin' 8 hours a day. So
yeah, that's definitely Grayson, dude.
Like 7:30 to like 5 is his like intense schooling. So
yeah, that's Grayson too. We have a schedule set up, and you can't see it from here, but Michelle has a whole schedule that starts at 8 o'clock and goes until 8 o'clock when he goes to bed.
Yeah,
it's nuts. It's nuts.
But are you guys doing jujitsu? I don't see you guys on jujitsu.
Oh no, I want to. First of all, we don't have any pads.
Oh, okay.
So we can't do jujitsu, and and again, so we watched it, and when Grayson saw it for the first time, he just looks at me like, "Wow, Dad," and I'm like, "Oh." Thank you, Koji, again, to make me feel like a horrible parent.
The jiu-jitsu is saving us. For us, it's a great reprieve for us to be able to do something that's different, that really pushes us. I mean, we're starting to run a lot more too. I'm getting him to run. So we're almost at a mile now.
Did you say run?
Yeah. Him and
Outside?
I run. Yeah.
Wow, you're really, I think it's funny because for me, being a lifelong asthma sufferer and it not getting any better, this thing, it's like, of all the pandemics to happen, I don't need to be around for a respiratory disease, because anything respiratory always messes me up. And I just have this, and I don't want to say it's a crazy fear, but I just know if I get the coronavirus, it's game over for me. I really know that because my lungs are horrible.
Yeah, but when we run, we're not near people. I mean, we run on the street. So we're like, I mean, when people walk near us, it's like they're on the other side of the sidewalk and stuff. So everyone's really, I mean, at least in South Pass where I am, where we are, it's very like everyone's very cognizant of like we stay away from each other. We nod, we say hello, but it's and
Sure.
we run, like I said, we run on the street, so we're at least like 8 or 9 feet away from people. So we're good. I mean, it's again, it's
Sure.
like I can't be outside, and I want him to stay in shape so that he comes back in strong jiu-jitsu form and baseball form. So, and we're hitting baseballs every day as well. But let's get into. You want to get into it?
Yeah, I thought we were.
Oh, okay. No, we're not officially, right? So this was
Unofficially.
So this theme is today's theme is best or worst of our time in the self-quarantine in our lives, right?
Right.
So you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Why don't you go first?
Okay. So let's
be good. Did I ask you how you were today?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I did. I'm going crazy. Yeah. See, but real quick, before we get into that real quickly, it's not so much the social distancing that worries me. It's just I have this, I'm a hypochondriac, and I just feel like, I don't want to take any chances. We go outside and we walk too, but I just have a heightened sense of self right now, understandably. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally understand. It's just I literally can't stay home. I mean, it's impossible for me to be home. I even on Sunday we took an hour drive. We went down to Santa Monica, and then we drove up the one, and we took Topanga all the way around to like Woodland Hills. So we just it was like a really great drive. But I literally, it's impossible for me to stay home and do nothing. So we didn't get out of the car. We didn't do anything, but we definitely just seeing the ocean, seeing people driving along a coast and then through the mountains was really, really cathartic for me to be able to do it.
Yeah. That's cool.
that helps us get into like kind of our first thing. So like I'll do
Yeah, go for it.
I'll do my worst first, and then you can do your worst, and then we'll kind of go best. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
good.
So my worst, I have 3 worsts really. I wrote it down. See, yeah.
3.
Um,
Where'd you
oh
write
yeah, I
it
didn't
down?
even show up. I didn't even show up. Look at this.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything.
That's so funny. The virtual background
You're foul,
changed it.
dude.
Okay.
Oh, so did you actually have something in your hand?
Yeah, I did actually have some in my hand. That's hilarious. I wonder if it shows up in the video. But
Looks
anyway,
like you're doing. Literally looks like you're doing this. Literally. I was like, what's he doing? That's all I see.
okay. So the first one I'm doing. The worst is that it's the uncertainty of everything, of not knowing like what's going to come next is really hard to kind of be able to plan. I mean, so much of our lives is about planning like the next day, the next week, the next year, and now it's like it's really, really difficult. Like even just jobs that I didn't necessarily want. Now it's like, dude, I gotta think. I can't like throw away a job because I don't know what's going to come up after that. I can't.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, so I think that's been really like a tough thing for me to be able to like deal with, and just because so much of my job is like, right, it's so much like gig stuff. Like I get hired to do this, I get hired to do that. I'm doing this, I'm consulting for here.
It's the business, bro.
Yeah, and so now it's like I don't want to throw away a thing that I would have thrown away before because I just don't know what's going to happen next.
No, you can't. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't.
And then the second thing, which we already kind of talked about, was the stir craziness of it all. I'm just like I said, I literally just cannot go. I cannot stay inside. I can't, like, I have to be outside. And so that's why, like we talked about, we're constantly playing baseball. We're starting this running routine. Me and my son are starting this running routine. We're like, I'm like buying stuff on like I'm going to like Blaze to get food, or I drove to like Donut Man, which is like 30 minutes away from us.
Whoa, that's in Azusa?
Yeah, like Azusa. So it's like,
yeah, dude. Did you see? I don't mean to cut you off. Did you see him on? God, we saw it in some cooking show.
Yeah,
and Michelle and I literally went up there. We got that one with the fruit in it and the
strawberries. We had the strawberry one. That's the fresh one.
Yeah.
But he's Japanese American, so he's been like in the community for a really long time. So
is he open?
Yeah, he's open. And so we were just like, I mean, like, I have to go. And I was like, on Sunday morning at like 8, I'm like, to my wife, I'm like, I got to go get Donut Man because I got to do some shit. So I'm just like out and about and hiking and playing basketball and just, not with other people, but just me, my son, and doing things. And I think that's like, to me, like one of the craziest things. And then the third one, which is a little less about the apocalypse, but more about.
Wait. Was that your worst?
Yeah.
That sounded like it was pretty fun.
The stir craziness. No, just being like stuck. I'm feeling the stuck at home part is the worst part, and having to go out and really get out. And then the third one is this is kind of a byproduct of the Corona apocalypse, but working with my son now as the second grade teacher, just to see what like where he is and what like level he is, and seeing like what I expect out of him are so different. And so now like his education at home is like a million times better than what he was getting at school, in terms of like his reading, in terms of his like school. Like we see the math that he's being assigned, and we're like, no, like we're Asian, our math is going to be like, we're doing like fractions now, we're not like doing like
Wait, so he's doing fractions now, or are you introducing him to fractions?
We're doing fractions. I mean, he was already doing long division for a while, but like we're like at school they're doing like multiplication still, and we think that's like crazy. They just introduced multiplication, and I think that's crazy. He should be doing fractions.
Introduced it?
Yeah. And so that's why, and the reading and all the stuff it's just been like eye-opening to see like the kind of education that he's getting, and just in the expectations and the self-discipline that I want him to have as a student, and to see like the focus that he doesn't have, and just being like, it's really eye-opening that before we were too busy. I'd had the school do it, obviously. But now it's like, oh, okay, like I need to work with him on these certain things and really sit with him and really do it. And that's something that we just didn't have time and didn't have before. And it's really eye-opening. So that I went a long time, but what was your worst part of the self-quarantine apocalypse for you?
So I have to say, for me, when it comes to self-quarantine, I feel like as a person who hates to leave the house, I feel like I've been training for this moment my whole life. You know, I you're asking about my worst, right? My my worst moment. Oh, it's you know, even though I don't like to leave the house, I've been going stir crazy. It's been nuts. What's been hard to see is the kid just sort of, you know, he's getting antsy, and we don't get out as much as you do, and to try and keep him on a regular schedule, you know, it's been tough because this is uncharted territory. You know, no matter how much of a schedule he's on, you know, there's nothing normal about it. There's nothing normal about having a kid, you know, like my guy at home 24/7 for almost a month now. And it's, you know, it's starting to show a little bit, you know, starting to show some cracks. So that for me has really sucked because he wants to play with his friends. He wants to go outside, and he can go outside, but, um, you know, even though he's a very social kid and he can be alone at the same time, you know, him wanting to see his friends and not being able to do it's been like, oh, it's been a soul crusher. You know, that's been tough. Um, and again, like I said, I think I'm handling it better than most because, again, it's, for me personally, not, you know, not liking to leave the house. I like to stay here. You know, it's been good. Can we pause for a second? I have to use the bathroom so bad. I'm dying.
I don't know. Let me see. Okay, let's do it. Well, I think. How should we do this? Because we have to cut
I can take it with me.
because I have to cut the video together, so it's
Oh,
hard.
no. I'll try and tough it out.
We'll make it quick. We'll make it quick.
All right, don't move. I'll be right back in 2 seconds. I'm on mute.
Okay, so I will go ahead and, because my partner apparently has to use the bathroom, I will get into the best of my of the self quarantine for me. So the best for me is obviously it's as I kind of talked about, it's spending time with my kid and writing more. So you know, spending time with my kid, I you know, we're so busy in this world. You know, he had an activity every day. So so for me, it's really an opportunity to spend time and get to really know him. And sometimes it's not great because we get into these huge fights. But unlike Martin, I was just saying, unlike you, you know, like my son and I'm probably his best friend. So like we spend so much time together in general.
Yeah, you
And
do,
so
man.
we spend a lot of time together, and we're like you know, we're very similar kinds of people, so we get on each other's nerves a lot. And so that's one of the best things. We're like, I was just saying that one of the best things is we spend so much time. I'm getting to know my son in ways that he didn't know, or I didn't know him, and he's getting to know me in ways that he didn't. So that's been really, really great as one of the best things. And then the second best thing for me is that, you know, as a parent, as a father, as a husband, I need to make money. So a lot of times my career has been about trying to make money, and just, you know, whatever gig comes, I'm trying to just, if somebody's paying me, I'm going to write it.
Mm-hmm.
But in this time, it's been, I'm being able to write more because I'm home more because I can't do anything. And so,
Oh, that's
you know,
got to be good.
so that's great. Is I just been able to kind of sit down and focus and kind of figure out what I want to write, and kind of be able to look at my career again in different ways. And actually, one of the funny things about this, right, I think I mentioned in my last episode, but I'll just mention again, is that this Corona apocalypse has been very challenging been interesting for Hollywood, in that the producers are still around, executives are still around and working, but they're just not, because they're not in production anymore. So they're taking more meetings. So I've had a lot more meetings lately, and I've had a lot more pitches, and people are reading more of my stuff. Yeah, all Zoom. And they're taking my pitches more, and they're like reading my stuff. And it's just been really interesting because I'm not sure where it's going to go.
Oh, that's got to be good, though. That's got to be good.
Well, it's weird because they're not really buying it because nobody's moving forward with things, but they're like reading it. They're taking your meetings. It's been interesting. So it's been interesting in that respect, you know. But
yeah.
Well, what is some of your best? What is the best thing from the self quarantine for you?
Well, the best thing is getting to hang out with Grayson, because he goes to school, you know, every morning, comes, and, you know, I sometimes won't see him until like 6 o'clock at night. Having been able to hang out with him all this time has been great, because I've seen a lot of things with him, you know, work with him on his schoolwork. And, you know, even though I'm not the best at doing it with him, working with him on his schoolwork, seeing his habits, the way he is throughout the day, has really been eye-opening. And I've realized what a great kid he is, and he loves Dad, and I love him. And we've done a lot of cool things together. We're starting to build. He's had a whole bunch of Legos sets he's had gotten from birthdays and that we bought him that he's never put together because he didn't have time. Now we're starting to do that. We're starting to play a lot together. And he just had his birthday. He had set his birthday on Saturday, and we spent a lot of good time together doing that. So we've gotten a lot closer. That's one great thing. Another thing is getting stuff done around the house because I'm always gone. I'm always doing something. I've got a few projects that I wanted to start. I got one done this weekend that I just loved. I gutted my upstairs outdoor patio, and that felt so good to not just sit here and look at it and see how clean it is, and got rid of all kinds of crap that I didn't say I was going to do for months, almost a year. That I finally got done doing that. And even having Michelle around has been really cool because she's always gone, always traveling, and she's been grounded for a while. It's driving her crazy, but it's great to have her around too, And we've been doing a lot of things with Grayson. We've done so much shabu shabu, it's crazy. It's trying to help him experience new things. That's been fun. Grayson has a ton of questions because I'm the only kid around, the only person for him around to talk to. He has a ton of questions, and now. I have nowhere else to go. I've been able to answer those and, try and, get to know him a lot better. So
what kind of questions is he asking?
Oh man, he just like today he was asking, he's like, Dad, he goes, what's the longest you've ever stayed awake? And I forgot all about this, but when I was in college, I sold books door to door for a company out of Nashville, Tennessee. And one year they sent me to Texas. And I'll never forget, driving back to school at the end of the summer, I drove for almost 3 days straight. It might have been a little less than that, but I didn't sleep. Drove from Texas to Kentucky. I didn't sleep one time. And I told him it was 3 days long. And he'd have all these questions about, Daddy, what did you eat on the way? What did you, I said, I think I ate fast food. He goes, oh, I do the same thing too. And he was just fascinated that I did not go to sleep. He goes, did you sleep while you were driving? I said, no, honey. I had to stay awake otherwise I crashed the car. And he's like, oh, Dad, I think that would be so cool to stay awake for 3 days. I'm like, no, it's not. I ate so much no-dos and popped so much no-dos, I thought I was going to go nuts. But, things like that. He asked me about the family, because I've been Zooming with some people, and he's asking about his cousins a lot more, my family a lot more. He's just really curious, It's been pretty cool, Things that I sort of brush off, I have nowhere to go. And so, I always try to, I always try to engage with them as much as I can. I will say the one thing though is we don't have mats. I don't know where you got your jiu-jitsu mats, but that's something that I'd like to do with him.
You could buy it on Amazon.
Yeah. They're pretty reasonable.
Yeah. They're like, we bought 3 and I think they're like $90 each or something like that.
I saw that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is he digging that?
Yeah. I mean, well, it's not as good as being in the gym, but it's him and
obviously.
Him and I wrestle. Him and I do jiu-jitsu, and then he does the practice. It's really good physically for us to get our aggressions out on each other, and he's actually he's surprisingly he's actually surprisingly good with me in terms of I'm surprised by how good he is.
I'll tell you something. You're living on borrowed time. That kid's 15 years old. He's crushing you.
No, I think he's gonna be me. Because even today, I'm I'm on the ground trying to keep him in front of me, and it was I wouldn't tell him this because I don't want him to think he's awesome or anything. But he was I try to keep my foot in front of him. In jiu-jitsu, you kind of keep in front of him, mm-hmm. And then I'd move my foot, and by the time I'm where he was, he's moved to the other side. And so I move over to the other side, and right when I've already got there, he's already moved to my back, and it's a little too quick for me to But I'm obviously bigger and stronger, so I could recover. But I was it's second. It's right now it's already a second faster than me, and so
it's gonna get worse.
It's challenging because it's if he was just 10% stronger, that 1 second of
adjusting
of taking me out it would just I wouldn't be able to recover. because it'd just be like he'd be on my back before I could do anything. So it's really that's been really fascinating. But my goal.
I'd say probably about 12 years old, you're done.
Yeah, I think by 12, I think he's gonna take me. It's like that 12-year-old that we fight at my practice, and he's like, I mean,
Matthew?
right now,
Matthew?
oh no, yeah, Matthew. But the funny thing, he's really good. It's just that like he's just not strong right now, and so ultimately, like I could like just lift him and like hold him down and stuff. But like at some point when he's like stronger, he's like gonna be like, fuck you. He's gonna be like he's gonna do whatever he wants to me. But
yeah, he's gonna put it on you, dude. He's gonna put it on you. One more thing I wanted to mention. That one of the best things about this whole thing, my neighbors have been awesome. Not just my neighbors, but like friends. Again, I think I mentioned this last time. People that I never expected have checked up on us. That genuinely checked up on us. Hey guys, how you doing? But my neighbor down she's 2 doors down. She's awesome. She has a company on Etsy, and she's done things for Grayson's birthday and for us for years. But now she's making masks, and she got this big order from a hospital. This lady who is the head of the nurses in the ER, asked her to make 100 masks. And so she's making them, and she said, hey, would you guys want to, she said, look, I'm not going to charge you for them. I'll just, have you guys, we'll just cover the materials. And so she texted us and said, hey, do you guys want to pitch in? And we were like, of course. Because where the hospital she's at, and she didn't tell us, they're reusing their masks, which is bananas. But, she really stepped up, and she's got both of her kids doing it. You're muted. Both of her kids doing it to help her out. And it's just been amazing. It's really, really blown me away about how,
Well, I was just going to say, there is a way to reuse masks. It's just you have to do it in a certain way. And there's you have to disinfect it, and you have to air it out for a long enough time. But
they don't have time for that too.
Yeah. Well, there is I know a lot of the hospitals are using UV. UV, but also like keeping it in like storage and like airing it out for a while, long enough and stuff. But of course, I think they need a lot of work. But it's I try not to get too close to my neighbors because I have this. I know all my neighbors and I'm cool with all of them, but like I don't want to get too close only because if things turn sour, like I don't want to be uncomfortable. And so like as long as we're keeping it like cool, as long as we're cool, we say hi, we're friendly.
So that's all we do. We don't like go over there and say talk. Everything I'm talking about to you, like she made us 3 masks. This has all been done over the phone. Like she'll throw stuff over the gate. We'll go pick it up, wipe it down before we bring it in the house. In that regard.
Yeah, no, I mean, in general, I try to keep it like really like we're like business friends. Like, and all my neighbors and I are business friends because
you're that neighbor.
Well, only because I've had it go sideways. I mean, I've had like when I was a kid, my mom's the neighbors we were like really close to, our next door neighbors, and my parents and them got in a huge fight, and it was like super uncomfortable. It made it like you couldn't go outside because if you made any noise, they call the police. It just makes everything so uncomfortable that like the lesson I learned was like, be cool, be helpful, be nice, be friendly, but like I'm not trying to be friends with anybody. I'm just gonna try to be like I'm cool. Like I remember after the whole thing started happening, I texted all my neighbors and like, hey, if you need anything, don't hesitate to let me know. I have a lot of stuff. I'll be happy to help you.
And were they like, who's this again?
No, we're cool because we text all the time. But it kind of stops at that for me in general. Like even beyond this, and my wife is even more like, don't even talk to them, like because it's just like don't like because it causes so much drama, and things go sideways so much, and people get their feelings hurt and shit,
Yeah.
That's
definitely the wife too. I'm the much more social person.
But I'm nosy, so I'm like in everyone's business, and that's another reason I try to stay out because I'm super nosy about things.
Yeah,
I'm like looking.
That's definitely me too.
I was like,
definitely me too.
I was joking with my wife that I could name the race of everybody on our street. I'm like white person, African American, Latino, Asian.
African American. Who's African American?
There's an African American family on my street, so it's like.
But there's no kids, right?
No kids, no.
I'm gonna say because if you had kids next door, it'd be hard not to have your boy playing with them.
But the street we live on is pretty hard because it's so busy up front.
Yeah,
it's like
I do not envy you.
But but it also means that we could run around, so we're good. We go to a lot of the side streets. Well, do you have any other best or worst from this apocalypse,
From this whole thing?
from
Oh
this self
man.
quarantining?
You
And
know,
let me get an estimate of how long you think this is going to go on. It's what, April 7th or something like
it's
that.
April 7th.
Yeah.
A month will be what?
It's already been 4 weeks, right?
Almost no, I thought the 18th is 4 weeks.
Uh,
I think
was
Grayson
it?
got out of school the 18th.
Oh no, yeah, we were a week before.
Oh, that's right. You were a few days before.
Yeah.
I remember that. No, I don't know. How long it's going to go on? I honestly don't know. This is April, May. I don't know. May conservatively, end of May. I don't know. It's every time I try to make an estimate about this. You watch TV, you see people out and about, and it's I have and just don't know. I do have one worst. I hate all these Facebook experts that just drive me insane. I have someone that I've known for a long time. We're Facebook friends. I accepted a friends request from this woman like we knew each other a long, long time ago when I was living in Kentucky, and she posted this video of this numbnut driving around Dayton, Ohio, looking for COVID patients. Like he'd go to like a stadium and he'd see a testing center set up, and he's like, "Look, there's no one there. There's no one there." And I'm watching this thing, and she didn't write anything. She just posted it. And then he goes and he's like, "There's no one here. It's all a hoax." And I'm thinking, "Are you serious?" And then he goes to the hospital, and he's looking for the emergency room. He finds the emergency room, and he walks in. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for COVID patients." And the security guard and the nurses up front were literally looking at him like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" They thought, "Oh shit, we have a crazy guy on our hands." He's like, "I want to know where the COVID patients are." And they're like, it's one of those things that they couldn't even answer him. And she posts this like it's like this, "Aha, I got you. There's no hoax." And I wanted to write back to her and go, "Are you seriously posting this as a joke, or like you think it's serious?" But I ended up not saying anything. But that's the worst part about it, is these people who have buried their heads so far into the sand that it's like their stupidity is not only going to get them killed but us killed. I keep going back to that because I just can't believe that people are just.
Dude, you got to learn how to like block all of the people who, you could.
Oh,
you can,
I did, dude. I did
okay.
already.
So I
Dude.
never see any of that stuff on my feed.
My index finger has been blocking all these people that I sort of gave a chance, that have sort of doubled down on their dumbness. They're all blocked. They're all blocked.
Yeah, of course. Like after the Trump election, I blocked everybody who I don't want to see. But like it actually brings up a funny point. I always I just think it's hilarious that people are saying things like, "Oh, it's less than the flu," or "It's less than 9/11."
Oh, don't even get me started.
But it's so funny because next time there's like a 9/11 kind of event, people should be like, "Well, more people die from drunk driving." Like, what's the big deal? Like, people die. Or be like, "Well, more people die from shark attacks every year." Like, next time there's a mass shooting, be like, "Wow, yeah, I mean, like, more people die from shark attacks the year, so who cares?" Like, exactly. This is nothing. Like, it's so stupid. I mean, these people are fucking retarded.
They are. I don't know what to say anymore, dude. It's just like people are still saying, "Oh, more people die from swine flu." I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah,
That's the worst for me. Is people that I genuinely like, and I'm like, how did I miss all this?
You have to get over the other people, dude. This is like
two episodes. No. I'm saying
two episodes.
Well, because it's just still mind-boggling to me. Some people, I look at it, I shake my head, and I swipe, but I don't know how people get so turned.
There was a lady who died recently from I think she was in Texas, and she like an hour before she got she was diagnosed with COVID-19. She was like rambling about whatever hoax and blah 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 and faith and blah blah blah, and then she ends up dying like a couple days later. And you could see it all. Like it's really interesting, these people, but that's
when you see that, what do you think, Koji? When you chuckle just a little bit inside?
I mean, I think this is like what the country's become. You know, people are so, people believe more in faith and science, in this country. And I think I think, like this is a longer conversation, but I definitely think this is like a prelude to like the end of America as being the world leader, being the superpower.
I think we're done, dude.
And I think that this is like, this is part of what's going to happen. And I really do believe, I was just arguing with my friend about, not arguing, but we were talking about, like, I do believe there's going to be a big war in the next like 10 years. And I think that I think it's going to be a pretty big war.
You think this is one of the catalysts for it?
No. I mean, in the same way that 1929 was not a catalyst was a catalyst for World War II, but not the entire catalyst for World War II, right?
No,
but
that's what I mean. Yeah.
But I do think it's going to play a part. There's going to be a lot of changes after this, and I do think that that's why I've always been really worried about my son fighting in a war, because I always felt like there was going to be a war, and it was going to be a really big war. And the two things maybe we should talk about this next, but the two things two places I think it's either China or it's a civil war. Those are my guesses. That
really
it's going to be a big war with China, because I don't remember a time when one country is losing its place and another country is taking its place, and that being peaceful. Usually that's not that transition's never peaceful. And then the second one is, just look around America. We're like two separate countries. I think we had a Civil War podcast, right? So I think that
we did.
I think we could see that one coming, but I don't know if that's more realistic than what's happening next. But this has been a really, really great conversation.
Yeah, it has. I think the next one we should talk about is faith versus science. That's a good one.
Faith, but what is the best or worst of faith or science?
Oh, are you kidding me?
But wouldn't it just be okay? Well, we can have an offline conversation about what the next subject will be. I don't think people care about what we choose to be the next one. But please rate, review, subscribe to our podcast.
Please do. Koji's been great about doing this. I'm horrible at it, but I love doing these podcasts, and I'm glad that we could do it from Zoom wise, because I told you I could talk all day long about what's going on right now, because it's nuts. So please rate, review, subscribe. We work really hard on this. Koji does. And this is a labor of love, but it's a lot of fun. It really is. And I hope you guys get some benefit out of this. If you have any questions, please, comment in the comment section, and we'll get back to you.
Actually, I do think maybe next episode should be not about COVID, because I think maybe people might be tired of it. So, but we'll have this conversation offline.
I will say this though, everyone's talking about going stir crazy. And I know I said it, and I'll say it 1,000 times more, that I've been training for this moment my whole life. Julie Andrews spinning in the field and the Sound of Music.
Yes,
like, that's me in my living room.
Yeah, no. Me is running around being like, I'm gonna teach my son how to run, and we're gonna do by the end of this, we're gonna be like miles and miles and miles of running, because I run, like right now I'm running like 3 or 4 times a day now. I'm like running in the morning, I'm running in the middle of the day, I'm running at night after my son goes to sleep. I'm constantly just out. I need to run. I need to be outside. I can't.
I don't know what to say to that, bro. You're like
I can't be inside. It just like drives me nuts. And now if I could bring my son along, then it makes it easier to have it, like have us running around together.
I love that kid so much, man. I can just see him now running with you, secretly inside, just hating your guts.
Yeah, no. I'm like, stop running so loud. You have to you can't slam your feet. And he's like, and me just being like, come on, man, come on, go, go, go. And I'm like, you love it.
I feel like I have to rescue that poor kid.
And I'm playing like motivational videos on YouTube for him as we run.
No.
Yes, I'm like, arise, champion, arise. Yeah. This is like, for him, it's like this apocalypse has been the worst, because on everything I'm like, you got to try. Stop giving up.
Dude, he's going to smother you with a pillow.
All right. Well, please join us. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and rate us. And then please check us out on all our socials. And
yeah, please do. Please do.
And tell a friend and an enemy. So have a great night, Martin, and have a great night, everybody. And take care of yourselves.
All right.
Guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.